don't have any weapons in the car or nothing like that, right?
I have a weapon on my right, but that's my concealed.
Okay. I don't know if you noticed, but this dude's got all the thin blue line stuff on. Like he wants to be a cop. He's got a radio in the car.
Is he not? I thought maybe he was.
No, he's not a cop. He's from California. And he's got a pistol on him. Have you ever been arrested before or anything?
Years ago in California.
For what?
Last time was carrying a concealed weapon unlawful.
He flips on emergency lights, carries a gun, and has handcuffs ready. And he's been arrested before. Stick around. And if you want more real Bodycam cases like this, subscribe now, because things are about to get worse from here. Bodycam shows an officer calmly removing a firearm from a man's waistband. Not during a stop or raid, but at a gas station. The officer sets the gun aside and says, "Just for our safety." And that's where everything began.
If you want, I can step out and you can start me if you want.
Okay, yeah, that'd be perfect. Just don't reach for your gun, okay?
No, not.
You mind if I take it off of you?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
On the right hand side.
I'm just going to sit it here for our safety, okay?
Our story begins at a Kroger fuel station in Ohio. Under the harsh fluorescent lights sits a white Chevy Tahoe, one that looks strikingly similar to an unmarked police interceptor. It has the spotlights, the dark window tint, and the thin blue line decals that usually signal law enforcement. There's just one problem. The man behind the wheel doesn't have a badge. When officers from the local department arrive, they don't see a fellow officer. They see a situation that immediately raises concern. The lead officer approaches carefully, using a calm, professional tone, friendly on the surface, but clearly alert. His first question is simple and direct. Do you have any weapons in the vehicle? Dennis doesn't hesitate. He says he has a weapon on his right. He's cooperative, almost too helpful. He offers to step out. He offers to let the officer disarm him. He's playing the role of the good guy with a gun to perfection. The officer calmly removes a pistol from Dennis's waistband, setting it aside just for our safety. But the moment Dennis steps away, the officer turns to his partner and whispers the truth. He wants to be a cop. He's got the radio, the lights, everything. But he's not.
Okay, all right.
I've got a dash cam too if you ever want to pull that footage. It's got front view on it.
You don't have any weapons in the car or nothing like that, right?
I have a weapon on my right, but that's my concealed.
Okay, you have it on you?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
If you want, I can step out and you can start me if you want.
Okay, yeah, that'd be perfect. Just don't reach for your gun, okay?
No.
I'm just going to sit it here for our safety, okay? All right.
And I want to sit back here?
Yeah, if you don't mind. You can just hang out there for a minute, okay? All right, come here, Dust. I don't know if you noticed, but this dude's got all the thin blue line stuff on. Like he wants to be a cop. He's got a radio in the car.
Is he not? I thought maybe he was.
No, he's not a cop. He's from California. And he's got a pistol on him. I kind of want to check the car to see what kind of stuff he has as far as...
Do we know the history of what's going on?
So supposedly, he has no business getting involved in this car. Initially, he acted like he had no idea what I was talking about.
Okay.
And then he said that it was... You know, I asked him if there was like a road rage incident, and he kind of played stupid initially, and then he's like, "Oh, you're talking about this car. Well, I followed him all the way from 725 southbound on 75 from Austin, and they were kind of going back and forth, and he supposedly hit his lights on his SUV, you know, like, dude, I mean, look at him. He's got...
Sure, yeah.
It's like odd.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So, I guess he goes over to Walmart, and that continues over like near the Walmart parking lot or whatever. I haven't got like the full story yet.
Yeah.
And then it all kind of like, you know, just goes away or whatever.
Yeah.
The dude goes another way and he comes here, but he has no business coming down here. He lives in Middletown. He said he was going to Walmart. And I said, well, did you go inside Walmart? And he's like, well, no. His story just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I got you.
So, obviously it's not a crime to have a pistol, but I'm curious to see like what the lights look like on the car. And he said he's got a dash camera. The car's not used at all for work or anything like that. It's just a personal vehicle.
Okay.
So, it's very, very shady.
All right.
While one officer keeps Dennis engaged, the other begins taking a closer look at the Tahoe. Inside, it quickly becomes clear why this vehicle raised alarms. There's a full light bar, a functioning siren box, a spotlight, and a pair of handcuffs hanging from the center console. The SUV is also equipped with a radio tuned to local law enforcement frequencies. Taken individually, each item might have an explanation. Together, they paint a very different picture. When asked about the gear, Dennis falls back on a classic impersonator defense. The "I used to do this legally" excuse. He claims he served as a security officer in California years ago, and the truck was a former utility vehicle. He insists he simply never took the lights off. He's lived in Ohio for 6 years and claims he's never had an issue. They're only red and amber. Dennis tells them trying to sound knowledgeable about state statutes, not red and blue. It's a cheeky move. He thinks that if he avoids the police only blue lights, he's in the clear. He even offers up his dash cam footage, confident that it will show he was the victim of a road rage incident, not the aggressor. He claims a black Dodge was trying to ram him, and he only turned on his rear lights to warn them.
Just the one weapon in the car?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a problem with me checking the car real quick? Just make sure.
No, go for it.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, do you have these lights put on?
These were, I'm an old security officer from California when I lived out there with one of our utility vehicles.
Okay.
So, and I've just had it ever since and never took them off.
Okay.
They're red and amber, so they're not not red and blue anymore.
All right. I'm clear. You run out.
Dennis, do you mind? How do you kick these lights on?
Oh.
Yeah, you can show me.
you want to move that first?
It's unloaded.
Okay.
911 hang-up, Rolling Meadows Ranch, 421 North Waynesville Road.
So, the lights I had were just the rears, which is us.
Okay. Do these lights up here work?
Yes, but that's just an arrow stick.
Okay. Let me see this real quick. No lights on the front?
No. Actually, well, I got an amber clear, but no red and blue. I can turn those on for you too.
Okay.
Fighting in the parking lot. Black Honda Civic, last seen
as you can tell,
on 73. White female, one black male with a child in the seat and back seat. We did.
And I never even turned the front ones on. It was just the rear as I was stopping to pull over.
Dennis believes he's found a loophole. His emergency lights are amber instead of blue, and he's careful to stay polite and cooperative. In his mind, that distinction matters. He seems to believe that if he looks professional enough and acts calm enough, officers will see him as one of their own, or at least not question him too closely. But that's not how real police work operates. Officers don't evaluate situations based on individual items. They look at the entire picture. A white Tahoe outfitted with emergency lighting, a siren, handcuffs, a police radio, and an armed driver doesn't get explained away piece by piece. It gets assessed as a whole, and taken together, this setup looks exactly like someone attempting to present themselves as law enforcement without the authority to do so. That's not a misunderstanding. That's impersonation.
32. I'll be out with Black Dodge. Like it's going to be the plane or the other ball party. Regular plane.
Well, like I said, I've got it on dash cams too, so.
John William Sam 4061. I'll be in the lot of.
Does your siren work?
Yeah, you push the manual button.
Yeah.
It'll chirp.
You're clear on
But I never
scene.
hit that.
17.
You want to deal with it.
33. Feeling what again? Just 141 from hospital.
We contacted Franklin already.
The officers aren't just taking Dennis's word for it. They call the people in the Dodge, the complainants, to the gas station. When the driver arrives, the story shifts from a road rage misunderstanding to a terrifying case of highway stalking. The Dodge driver is visibly shaken. He wasn't trying to ram Dennis. He was trying to get away from him. According to him, Dennis nearly rear-ended them on the highway. When the driver gestured for Dennis to back off, Dennis flipped on his lights and tried to run them off the road. The driver points at the Tahoe's light bar. He confirms that the lights were flashing while Dennis swerved behind them for miles. This wasn't a warning. It was an intimidation tactic. And here's the kicker. The driver had kids in the back seat.
How's it going, man?
What's
up, bud?
All right. So, all this happened obviously in Franklin, correct?
No, Miamisburg, on the highway
It
coming
happened
this
in
way.
Miamisburg.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, where did it all start?
I pulled out of I work at Aaron's and I ran up there to pick something up.
Okay.
So I went out to get on the highway and he about rear-ended us. He was looking at me in the mirror and I went like that, like, hey, back up, dude, you're too close.
Okay.
And then he tried to hit us 2 or 3 different times on the highway. He kicked all of his lights on, swerved over to get behind us again, and then followed us all the way here.
So these lights, what
Yes.
are on right now?
Yep. He had every damn one of them.
Did you see any
No, I
blue
did not
lights?
see any blue.
Okay.
No blue.
Any
What was
red?
it, orange?
It was like red and green or like a yellowish color.
You want to take a look and see if this is what you saw?
Yeah, he had them on right there. But then he had the ones on the back on.
Okay, so he was almost trying to make a traffic stop on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I wasn't going to stop because I know better. That's not no fucking cop car.
Right.
So,
Okay.
is he a cop?
No.
So he shouldn't have any of this shit.
No.
The officers decide to dig deeper. They contact the department in Middletown, where Dennis lives, to see if they know him. They do. In fact, everyone seems to know Dennis. A quick check of his criminal history, the Seek, reveals the truth that Dennis tried to bury under his security guard stories. Dennis isn't just a fan of the police. He's a serial offender. He has multiple prior arrests for, you guessed it, impersonating a police officer. This isn't a hobby for him. It's a lifestyle.
This dude? He's quite stupid, but I just ran a CCH and he's got several impersonating. He's not. I don't think he's allowed to have a pistol either. 72 local. On that CCH, I know you had mentioned impersonating a police officer, and it sounds like he was charged for carrying concealed weapons in California. Was he convicted of any felonies, or was he convicted of a CCW charge or anything?
As the officers search the Tahoe with Dennis's consent, the absurdity reaches a fever pitch. They find a traffic vest. They find more knives. One officer looks at the haul and says, "This is like what you read about on Netflix." Then, they find the truly weird stuff. A certificate of cremation, a strange brown liquid. It's a mess of a life packed into a Chevy Tahoe. The officers realize that Dennis isn't just shady. He's a predator who preys on the fact that most people are conditioned to pull over when they see flashing lights and a man in a tactical vest.
He's got red and blue lights right here. No.
No, not this much.
This is like what you read about on a Netflix series?
Yeah. And this is like you know how little girls play like dress up and stuff? This is that.
Yeah.
This is like to that extent.
Certificate of cremation.
Oh. That brown liquid?
I want.
This is where the weird stuff stops being funny and starts being chilling. During the initial conversation, Dennis was polite. He was one of the guys. But as the victims recount the chase, the reality of the situation sets in. Dennis wasn't just driving with the lights on. He was hunting. He followed them for miles. He swerved to get behind them every time they tried to change lanes. He used his lights to clear traffic so he could stay on their bumper. The victim notes that Dennis didn't just turn on the rear lights. He had the whole setup. He was using state power to satisfy a personal grudge over a minor traffic disagreement. That is the definition of a dangerous impersonator.
Did he say anything to you?
No, I mean, I tried to get away from him, and he's like, because that thing won't get out of its own fucking way, man. It's a minivan.
Right, right.
And I was like, I was just trying to get away from him.
Okay.
He literally followed me all the way here.
Okay, okay. All right. When he was like tailgating you,
Oh,
trying to
man,
get
I mean,
you to...
like, that close.
Okay, okay.
72 local.
Is he like a security guard or anything?
No. Good. Hang on one second. What's going on there?
That's affirmative. We have several impersonating police officers out of California as well.
Yep, that figures. All right.
The officers decide to test the gear. They ask Dennis how to turn the lights on. He complies, showing them how the rear bar works. He even shows them the siren. He pushes the manual button, and the unit chirps, a sound every driver knows and fears. Already you know how odd this is. He acts like these are sentimental keepsakes, rather than tools of a trade he isn't licensed to practice. The handcuffs are the most telling evidence. You don't need handcuffs for utility. You need them to restrain people.
Does your siren work?
Yeah, you push the manual button,
Yeah.
it'll chirp.
You're clear on
But I never
scene.
hit that.
17.
You want to deal with it.
33.
We contacted Franklin already.
You know how odd this is, Dennis?
Fever 31.
If you want it, you can.
45.
I mean, I've had this truck. I've lived in Ohio for 6 years now. Never had an issue with it. I see you
Okay.
guys all the time.
Right.
I'm not stupid enough to try to do your job.
It's not that you're, Dennis, the problem is this, okay? And it's not necessarily a problem, but you have to understand where we're coming from, okay? And I appreciate, you loving police and stuff like that, and the thin blue line stuff, I respect that, all right? But you have lights, you have a siren on the car, you have a pistol on you, you have a spotlight, you have handcuffs. What's the handcuffs for?
Like I said, I used to work security. They've just been hanging there ever since. Spotlight doesn't even work.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I totally understand it from your perspective.
Okay.
Like I said, it's on video. You will clearly see that I'm not ramming them or trying to get behind them at all. I'm trying to get as far away from them as possible, and they started following me, and that's why I pulled off.
Okay.
And then once they were ahead of me, I was like, whatever. I didn't want to deal with it.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I totally understand, and you guys got to check it out and
Yeah.
do what you got to do.
Well, that's all we're going to do, okay? I'm going to take pictures of everything, all right? It's not really sitting right with me.
The sergeant on the scene has seen enough. He walks back to Dennis, who is still leaning against the cruiser, trying to act cool. The thin blue line shirt he's wearing underneath his gear doesn't help his case anymore. Put your hands together for me like you're clapping, the officer says. The click of the handcuffs marks the end of Dennis's latest performance. He acts shocked. What for?
Face that way, man. Put your hands together for me like you're clapping.
Baker 42, safety check.
You're under arrest, my man. Well,
The officer explains he has repeatedly impersonated police officers in the past. He also has a pistol on him that he's not allowed to have. Dennis tries one last time to lie. I never attempted to stop him at all. He protests. But the dash cam he was so proud of, it's going to be the state's star witness. The officers know that men like Dennis don't just carry handcuffs and sirens for utility. They use them to create a sense of fear.
you have multiple priors for impersonating a police officer.
Okay.
You have a pistol on you that you're not allowed to have.
Why not?
You were trying to stop him by turning your lights on and so on and so forth.
I never attempted to stop him at all.
You can't turn your lights on behind him with everything that you have going on in the car.
I never had the front lights on.
You're not an emergency vehicle whatsoever. Okay. You have been down this road before. Okay. All right.
As Dennis is loaded into the back of the cruiser, the officers marvel at the extent of his kit. Did you imagine if he pulled over your wife? One officer asks the complainant.
Here. This dude's got freaking like traffic vests. I mean, he's got handcuffs, got a pistol on him. Like, did you imagine if he pulled over your wife? What is your wife going to do? Maybe she's smart enough, but my wife isn't.
The charges he's facing aren't minor, and they aren't easy to explain away. Impersonating a policeman is already a serious offense. Doing it while carrying a firearm elevates it to a felony in many jurisdictions. As the search for the vehicle continues, officers uncover items that only deepen concern. A cremation certificate and an unidentified brown liquid remain unexplained, but they add to an increasingly disturbing picture. This isn't just someone fascinated by law enforcement culture. It's someone who appears to have crossed a line, adopting a role that was never his to claim. This story serves as a massive warning. The scary part isn't just the gear, it's the conviction. Dennis truly believed he had the right to warn other drivers. He believed his 15-year-old California security experience gave him a lifetime pass to carry a weapon and clear the roads. Predators like this prey on our natural inclination to follow the rules. We see the lights, we see the vest, and we we stop. But as this victim proved, sometimes the best thing you can do is know better. If the car looks like a Frankenstein of different parts, or the driver's behavior is aggressive rather than professional, something is wrong. Dennis is back in a jumpsuit now. The Tahoe is in an impound lot. The light bar is sitting in an evidence locker. And for the families on that Ohio highway, the nightmare is finally over. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a deep dive into the world's most bizarre impersonation cases. We've got plenty more stories that prove real life is much weirder than anything you'll find on Netflix.